Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of High Strung Gaming. We are back on the Red Planet today, and today's episode we're going to be focusing on plants. Let's check out our green thumbs, and there will be a little bit of base reorganization as well. And so, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, first things first, on the Botany tree, we have not unlocked a single damn thing. There are some chemical reactions that we've done that have affected this tree, which are great. There are not many technologies. We did grab the greenhouse technology when it came up, the blueprint, but there are not a lot of blueprint technologies that we have unlocked here. Most of these technologies are unlocked basically through planting stuff, essentially. Let's see. Additional life support. So there are some cool unlockable technologies in this tree. Things like medium dome and large dome and so on and so forth. We have seen a couple of those pop up in the tablet options when we recovered some of the tablets, but we have not selected those yet. So, blueprint needed for faster growth 2 and slower withering. So, if you look at the technologies, obviously you get a kind of a heads up of some of the things you can expect in the botany branch. First thing we're going to be unlocking when we do get a few points here is, I think we have basic botanies already unlocked, right? Yeah, that's already unlocked. So refrigerator is the next thing that we unlock, and then after that it branches off. So, in our travels previously, we found, and we were lucky to find, a whole bunch of seeds. So, you start off the game with the planting tool, which I call it the salad shooter, and you usually start with some potatoes. In a seed magazine of potatoes. I think that's, if I remember right, that was in our pod, our little life pod when we escaped base alpha from exploding. And as we've been exploring, we've found several other seed magazines here for all sorts of different vegetables. You can see a little icon graphic of what's on it, but sometimes, like the poplar seed, I don't know why it looks like that, but again, I don't really know what a poplar tree looks like, so some of these we're going to be able to use right now. Others will have to wait until a little bit later on. I'll get into that a little later. So the most abundant one that we have right now is potatoes, obviously. We have a full seed magazine full of them. And we will start with the potatoes to start our process off. So the first thing you're going to need is your incubator here. Has a little door on the front. It has these little plots in a grid here. It'll hold up to 12 seeds at a time. And the next thing we'll need after that are some seed beds. Now, I have 2 installed. You're not going to need 2 to start off with, but I like to have space for different things. All right. And basically, 1 seed will go in each grid. The way you do this is... Well, real quick, I'll show you something too. Let me grab a second seed pod. Beetroot. Okay. So if I select my salad shooter, you'll notice, well, beetroot is in there. Well, I don't want to use beetroot right now. I want to use my potato. So I'm using my middle mouse wheel. It may be different for you, but you can cycle through which seed pod is on there. It'll tell you how much of a percentage of seeds is left in it. Beetroot, we only have like 4 seeds in there or something, so it's 5%, and the potato is 100%. And you can aim it at any of these squares, and you have the option of clicking it once.
For technological advancement.
Yay. Or you can just hold it down if you want. If you hold it down, it's not going to put any seeds in there. If there's already a seed there, it's not going to put additional ones in the same spot. So you don't lose any excess seeds for holding it down. As you can see, it's not going down. 88% still on the screen the whole time. All right. So put that away, and we are actually going to close the door on the incubator. I did find previously that the seeds do grow faster when the door for the incubator is closed. I don't know if they've changed that since early access. They may have. If you come over here, if you're in the workshop and you come over here to this panel, under the plants, you have your different hydroponic devices that are in here that are installed. And you'll notice it does have a requirement for water. It does have a requirement for power. And you can manually select up and down what those values are on here, or you can just double click the required value, the demand, I should say, and it will set those. Same thing for the seed beds. When you move a plant over to them, the seed beds will also have a requirement for water and electrical. So make sure that your base does have enough power supplied to it to accommodate that power requirement, because when you put in the incubator or the seed beds on your menu for crafting, let's see, pull it up. Where are you? Food, I believe. No? Not food. Weird. Resources? Nope. Living. Nope. Main hab. There we go. Yeah. So you notice the plant incubator. If I mouse over it, it does not show at the bottom a power requirement, whereas other things do. The plant incubator will not show a power requirement simply because it's a variable requirement. So the amount of power that is listed here will change depending on how many seeds you have in it. I'm not sure if the type of seed changes it, but I know if you only have just a few seeds planted and don't have the whole thing filled up, it doesn't go to this 0.7. But if you have all the spaces filled up, it will change. So be aware of that. It's not always a consistent amount of power. And if you want to check in on your seeds, you can peek in. Hey, little seed guys, how you doing? But it is better, and you'll notice that the little purple lights are on in there. So it is better just to let them cook, so to speak. And we did get a point, technology point. And here we have the refrigerator.
Botany. Technology access level increased.
Now, let's see if we can build a refrigerator and how much does it require in power. I would think the refrigerator would be in here. That's a storage cabinet. Maybe it's under food. Yep. Okay, so I was waiting to unlock this. I think this is interesting. So not there. Here. So the main storage cabinet requires 2 power for it to be on and accessible. The refrigerator requires 5 power. So good to know ahead of time. Let's go ahead and put our helmet on.
Suit pressurized.
Let's head outside. Now the seeds are going to take a little while to grow, so
pressure.
While we're doing that, let's make sure we have power supplies or power demands met. We're currently drawing 86.6. That's with the seed bed activated, or the incubator activated. And we're currently pushing out 90. Is that going to be... No, because the refrigerator is 5. Plus we also have, aside from the incubator, we have the seed beds as well, which are going to require more power as well. We know we need at least 92. Add another 5 to that for 97. So let's go ahead and put this up to 97. 97 out. That should cover us to start off with. Now, here's the thing. What's my capacity like throughout the night? If it happens to take up the full 97, let's do a little quick calculation here. Again, constant constantly having to worry about your power consumption and everything. Anytime you make changes to your base, you definitely have to, reconsider your power. All right. So if we're pulling 97 units of power per hour, we have 12 hours through the night. Oof, cutting it close. That is going to be 1,164. That is just shy of what my capacity in this battery is. This battery does not have enough capacity. So, did I already use all 5 sections? There's the battery. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, I've got more sections. All right. Cool. Cool. So, let's go. Oh, I don't have my tool on me right now, do I? Nope. And I'm jumping all over the place.
External oxygen detected.
Okay. I did throw that in here to repair. Take that back out. While I'm at it, let's throw this in here to repair. Keep things moving.
Equalizing pressure.
Let's go to build. We need electricity. Battery pack expansion. Got everything we need for it. So let's go ahead and put that over here. It's funny that it's clipping through the water hose, but okay. But as long as everything still works, I don't really care. There we go. Over 1,200? Yeah, over 1,200. We got 1,300, so that will now have enough storage in its power bank to carry us through the night. All right. Next up. I'm going to go ahead and build another row of solar panels. Where's my mediums? I'm tempted to do the large, to do some testing on that, but I'll wait for now. Yep, okay. Up one. Yeah, I was like, come on, let me place you. It's like, holy crap. Oh, you just were green. Why'd you flip away from green? Okay. Yep. Real estate for the solar panels. They do take up a bit of space, but they are so good. They are so good. Go ahead and build these bad boys up.
Available point for technological advancement.
Thanks. You gotta love building stuff. The way I see it with these solar panels, as long as you have the resources to actually build them, you might as well throw them up. It's not going to hurt you to have extra power. Come on. All right. And let's contribute to the spaghetti mess here. There we go. Lots of power. Probably up this now. Let's see. No, storage and production. There we go. Daytime production's 504. Wow. All right. And what do I have that? That's 10. I mean, hell, we might as well set this to 400. That'll supercharge our batteries like really quick. And that still leaves us quite a bit here for the 10 power we need for over here, because each of these tanks requires 5 power. This creates its own power. These pieces on the side, the sabatiers or however we pronounce it, these don't actually add a power requirement to this unit. What adds the power requirement are these tanks. Once you hook tanks up on the back of this, each tank is 5 power. So keep that in mind. I really don't know why I'm making methane. Or is it methane? I think it is. But yeah, I really don't know why I'm making methane. I just am. Because I can, I guess. Yeah, it's methane. Have quite a bit of oxygen stored up. That's going to help us a little later on. So a little later on, we will get access to the greenhouse. I plan on putting the greenhouse on this side here. So I will be moving this capsule to the other side. That will be the base modifications we're doing. Now, the greenhouse, I don't know if I'm going to put like a little bend here and put it facing out this direction, or if I'm going to try and put it straight back this way. Where I have this pump and everything, I don't know if I can put it straight back this way. I'm not sure if it'll fit like that. If it will, then great. But if not, then I'll put it probably side by side with this other workshop building. So there's that. I'm going to wait to put an exit on this end of the workshop until after I make that decision. Once I make the decision where I'm putting the greenhouse, then I'll decide where I want the exits on the far side, because I'm tired of going in and out of the same exact exit every time. Kind of a pain. Close that. What's in here while we're out here? Not a whole lot. Okay. Extra sprayer. Yep. Okay. Extra supplies for ourselves. Perfect. What's in this? Not a whole lot. Okay. That's fine. That is fine. Alright. Close the hood. Going into the base.
Equalized external oxygen detected.
Take that back. Now we can put this back in here. Repair again. Repair, repair, repair. I can't remember if there's a way to tell how far along your seeds are through this. Don't think so. Okay. One other note, so we already have atmosphere in here, but as we add more to our base or modify it, it will affect the internal oxygen inside the base. If your oxygen inside your base is low, plants will help with that. Obviously, naturally, plants take in CO2 and give out oxygen, so plants will actually help to bring up the external oxygen and pressure inside of your base. The more plants and the bigger plants you have, the faster that goes. But you're still going to want your CO2 scrubbers as well. But like I said, plants do help with that. Seedlings, I don't know how much they affect that, but they might. Anyway, get those seedlings going in that plant incubator, baby. my bed? Yeah, it's my bed. Bathroom. Let's go ahead and use the bathroom. Take myself a righteous dump here. And I know it seems trivial and ridiculous. Why would you have to keep using the bathroom? Well, because when you flush your toilet, it goes into here, gives you your waste tank. And when you have a waste tank, you have fertilization. The waste tanks themselves can be used as fertilizer, or at least they used to be. But you can turn them into chemical fertilizer through the chemistry table with the reactions. So there's that. Okay.
Oxygen source external.
This is probably done repairing. Yep. Alrighty. So let's see, what time of the day is it? It is 7:30. What to do? Well, I am getting a little hungry. So let's go ahead and eat. Oh, that's right. I took my sink out of here because I have a bathroom now. Use this.
Water refilled.
All right, water's all refilled. Hooray, hooray. While I'm at it, refill oxygen.
Oxygen depleted.
Yeah. Not that much depleted. So one thing I have not messed with, this does not relate to the greenhouse stuff at all, or the botany stuff, but one thing I have not messed with yet are the steel platforms. And they look interesting, I just don't know anything about them. That's why I haven't messed with them yet, but I do plan on using some when we build up another base, because this will not be our last base that we're at. This is basically an intermediate base, a starter base, if you will, until I find a location that I actually want to build a much nicer, bigger base at, and plan it out. Once I do that, which is key to find that water source that I can tap into. But once I find the next location for a base, and I'll build up a larger, bigger base, I plan on doing that when I get closer to building things like the rover, to be able to mine rocks with the rover and so on, and I'll want a garage and all these other things. So when I build up the next base, it will be larger, and I'll have plans for that kind of stuff. So what is this? Oh, okay. These are the grid things. So as I understand it, the grid stuff, which I think the platforms are the grid things. The grid stuff, as I understand it, your power and gases all plug in through the grid, and so you don't have to have cables and hoses running every which way. You might have to have some cables plugged in from, say, your water pump into where the grid is, but once it's all plugged into the grid, it automatically connects to your base, and so you don't have to have wires and hoses making a spaghetti mess outside your base that just look unsightly or whatever. So we will mess around with that at the next base location. And kind of like having something in an oven is like, I want to keep checking the incubator. I want to keep looking at these plants, but just let them go. Let them go for a little while. They'll be fine. You might have to go ahead and go to sleep. I'm just waiting for time to pass. Oh, it's 9:30. For me, good enough. Let's take a little nappy nap. We'll go until 7. 7's too cold for me to go outside. What's optimum time? Right now, you don't need to sleep. Well, I'm going to. I'm going to sleep until 7. Sleep it off, baby. Sleep it off. All right. So by the time I wake up, hopefully the plants in the incubator will be done and I can move them. We can go through all that. Now, since I have not opened up the tech tree for botany much, all I have is the refrigerator and I haven't even built it yet, which I need to do that. Let's check in here. Okay, let's see, the seedlings are, starting to sprout and everything. Hooray. Not sure if they're ready to move yet. Let me check one other thing. When you're not sure about something in this game, come to your tablet here and check your knowledge base. Knowledge base. Let's do... See if we can find an incubator in here. Plant resources. There are many different plant species in the game. You will be able to plant potatoes, tomatoes, pepper, corn, beetroots, pumpkins, lettuce, cabbage, apple, poplar, spruce, and oxygen trees, among others. Planting them directly in soil would cause very slow growth, so plant incubators and hydroponic shelves as necessary steps to speed the process. Right, that we know. Seed tool, farming in the greenhouse. All the work you do is exhausting. Remember, you're not an electrically driven android, and you have to eat, drink, and sleep to keep going. Food rations that your mission was provided with were supposed to last for a limited period of time, since you're expected to become an extraterrestrial farmer. Select greenhouse. Inside of your greenhouse is empty. All the machines you need for farming have to be built separately inside the greenhouse. Plant incubator, hydroponic shelf, field, composter. Yep, all those things. Seed modification machine. Okay, seed modification machine is interesting because it basically genetically modifies the seeds to be, to grow quicker, to yield more produce from the seeds and so on, things like that. So, use seed modification machine to extract seeds and seedlings from vegetables. Yeah, it also gives you back seeds from the grown vegetables. You can also use it to combine and modify seeds to create an extra species. So again, genetic modification of your seeds to make them grow better, faster, stronger, and all that fun stuff. Let's see. Plants you can farm on Mars can be categorized into 3 distinct groups according to their sizes. 1. Small plants. These require an incubator or hydroponic shelves. They cannot be planted in fields. 2. Medium plants. This type of plants. That's what it actually says. This type of plants. These types of plants can be planted in fields, but it grows faster in hydroponic shelves. 3. Big plants. Big plants are fit for fields. So that's why I didn't go hog wild planting all the crazy different seed pods that I picked up. I stuck with potatoes first because I know for a fact that those are small and easy to manage. I don't have the fields available for big plants yet because you don't get fields until you build your greenhouse, at least. You can also plant large plants in fields in the domes of various sizes. The domes act as a field, but the domes themselves don't have incubators or hydroponic shelves. So sometimes you will be planting stuff to kind of start it off in your greenhouse, and as it starts to move through the stages, then you can replant them in the other necessary spaces, like moving it from the incubator to the hydroponic shelf, from the hydroponic shelf to the field, and so on and so forth. Oh, you know what? Actually, yep. So you'll notice around my little hand icon, the little gray circle icon is complete. That means that that plant is ready to move. So you pick it up. Don't do anything with it. Keep it in your inventory and then place it where you need to place it. Again, pick it up, place it where you need to place it. And we're just moving straight from the incubator to the hydroponic shelf. And of course, this is a slow process when you're doing it by hand. But when you first start off and you don't have the technologies open up or the points on your tree, this is kind of how you have to do it. Now keep in mind, we have not powered or watered the hydroponic shelf yet. So I'm just basically setting these in an unfriendly growing situation now. Oh, this is good. They changed something. I'll get into that in a second. Let's make sure that we have our power requirement. So here we have a demand of 130 and 360. 130 power and 360 water. So there we go. And they are growing. Oh, that's cool. The little sprayers have a little distortion graphic to them to simulate that they're spraying water. That's neat. All right, so come here. We can close that. And since we will use the incubator again in the future, it's not actively drawing any power or water. Even though we have a supply set to it, it's not using those. So the only thing that's using those things right now is the hydroponic shelf. The incubator, even though I have them set, again, it's not actively using those. If you don't trust that, then you can actually, well, see, required set supplied. We are supplying enough water for it, but I'm pretty sure it's not actually taking it out of the tank. But if you're concerned, you can always just double click the zeros, set it to 0, you're all set. And you'll notice lights are off inside. Another way to do that, at least from the electricity side, but not from the water side, you can come over here to the breaker and turn it on or off when it's not in use. Okay, so we are going to want a refrigerator, and we have all the things we need for it. Awesome. Let's go ahead and build that bad boy. Now, previously in the game, they had a storage unit, storage shelf. Put that back in there. And then they had a refrigerator. And in early access, they had the same model. You can tell that these are different models. The pieces on the sides slightly curve toward you, where these stand straight up. So visually it's different. It has different power requirements now. It didn't used to, they both used to have the same power requirement, if I remember right. Or they may have been different, but they didn't act any differently. But the refrigerator, power offline. Okay. I probably don't have this breaker on. Yep, that's it. So go ahead and turn the power on because we already set the power outside for it. All right. Fridge inventory. Now, I don't know if they changed it where there actually is a benefit to storing like plant stuff in the refrigerator, if it'll last longer without wilting and all that kind of stuff. But the other item, do we have it yet? I don't know. Actually, we can check our tech tree. Yeah. So food processing and cooking table. Seed modification machine. So we're going to need the seed modification the seed modification machine to extract seeds from the food that we grow. So that's going to be an absolute necessity. We have to have that first. Slower withering is nice. Small plant crate is awesome. The large plant crate's even better. The plant crate, when you get that technology, it allows you to move the plants from, say, like the incubator to the hydroponic shelf, but you can do multiple plants at once. So the crate has like a grid on it of like, I think the small one has 6, a grid of 6. So you can grab up to 6 things out of the incubator and then move them over here with the plant crate. It's much quicker and easier and convenient. Very, very, very handy. But again, that's not going to be our main concern. Right now, our main concern, the next point we're going to get the seed machine because that's how we perpetuate it. Once we plant the plants and they grow, well, got to be able to extract the seeds, right? To plant more. So that's what we will be doing next with the next point that we get. We do have, let's see, an electricity point. Let's see what we want to look at in here in electricity. There are a couple things on the lower end. On the higher end, let's see. I kind of don't want to spend much right this moment. Ooh. Although, better storage. More efficient soup battery, right. Battery printing. We don't even have the tech unlocked for that yet, so that's fine. The technology I really want to unlock is this one. A pneumatic system that automatically clears dust from solar panels, preventing efficiency loss after sandstorms. I really, really, really want that. Because after a sandstorm, not having to blow off the panels manually with your CO2, and on top of that, if you happen to be away from your base when the sandstorm hits, it'll keep things running smoothly. Oh, man, so want that. You still got to blow sand off the other stuff, dust off the other things and everything. But big wind turbines. Eventually, I'll have everything in here, but yeah. I have a plan for the wind turbines, by the way. The wind turbines don't return enough power to really make them worthwhile overall, in my opinion. That's just me. Maybe you've figured out something I haven't, and that's awesome. But for me, they just don't give me enough bang for my buck. So I don't plan on using them very often. But I do have a plan for them overall. So, let's see. Out here, let's go ahead and move this to the other side. So, we need to grind it down, baby. Grind down that bathroom. Grind down that bathroom. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. And this attachment here can go. Capsule connector. That leaves us with a single airlock, which we do not want to open up right now. But what I am going to do is put a secondary airlock on here. Go ahead and build that bad boy up. The reason for that, when I do eventually build a greenhouse, the greenhouse is about the size of one of these workshop pieces. It's a sizable component to add to your base. And when you add it to your base, it does not have any atmosphere in it. It does not have any oxygen. So your base is going to take a major hit on atmosphere and oxygen. By having the double airlock here, it kind of separates it off to prevent any sort of rapid pressure shift, which could literally blow up the building. Again, I don't know if they've changed that since early access, but in early access, if you had a fully pressurized, I keep forgetting the name of this building piece, but the workshop. If you had a fully pressurized workshop, like you spent time, the pressure is all built up, you have plenty of atmosphere in there, and then you put like a single airlock and not a double airlock, and put the greenhouse on it. Once you walked through it, it would literally, the pressure shift. Uh-oh. Next 6 hours? And it's 11 o'clock, so that's 1700, 5 p.m. Okay. Anyway, I've seen it happen where you have a single airlock, and from the pressurized side going to the non-pressurized side, you open the airlock. As soon as you do, the sudden rush of pressure blows up, like totally destroys the greenhouse building. It's crazy. It's funny if it's not yours. when it's yours, it's really frustrating and sucks. When it's not yours, it's pretty funny. All right, grind this bad boy down real quick.
Available point for technological advancement.
Cool, thank you. Grind this bad boy down real quick. Okay, so now, hey, thanks. Now we go to not airlocks. I want corridors. Let's see. Well, this is a starter base. So is that enough space? I don't think it is. Short with window. I like windows. Glass plates 2. I have 8. I really need to build more glass plates here. Yeah, one more. Okay. I at least like having areas where I can look out of my base when there's storms and things like that, just to see what's going on, what's being affected. If I need to worry about, oh god, that got hit, I'm going to have to... It says with window, yeah, but I don't see the glass. And all right, whatever. Oh god. Let me make sure. Not 85.4, 97, yeah, okay. Keep in mind that these corridor pieces and airlocks and things like that, they all add to your power consumption. So keep that in mind. It's really easy to forget that because it's like you're thinking, oh, it's just a corridor. It doesn't have any power. Yeah, it does. The little corridors, they have lights in them and stuff like that, which require power. Okay. Doing a T intersection here. Build that bad boy up. Since I don't have the technology for the 3-way connector yet, I've got to rely on the single module connector for these pieces for right now. Where'd he go? There. And there. Okay. All right. There's those. Now we can rebuild our bathroom on one side and rebuild our living capsule on the other side. Wow, it really wanted to snap those on. Started snapping them from a distance. Alright. I wonder if these little balls that you hit to build, I know they help you build faster and more efficiently. The plants are withering. Uh-oh, that's not good. So I got a notification that my plants are withering. Let's go take care of that. What's going on? Power. So whenever it tells you your plants are withering... Oh, shoot. Okay, you need 100. Get that back up there. Yeah, if anything goes wrong with your plants, I got that little message on the left-hand side of the screen that the plants were withering. So yeah, my power just went up over 100. Well, almost over 100. So I have double airlocks here now. I can go out. I can also go in here. Easier if I build a ramp. I might do that actually, just to make life a little easier. That's under airlocks. This is a ramp airlock, or airlock ramp. Ramp does not require power, thankfully, so.
Equalizing pressure. External oxygen detected.
Go in here. How you guys looking? You alright? You good? Yep, the status looks good. Okay. Cool. Good deal. All right. So we're jamming with our plants. We have external pressure right now, so I might as well just...
Warning.
Warning. Dangerous weather coming within the next 3 hours. Awesome. Well, our plants are protected inside, so we're good to go. Okay. Let's see if... Because electricity, there's so much good stuff that I could buy. I want to save 1 point for this. If I uncover this technology, I'm going to buy it, like, immediately. I don't even have a hanger yet, so I'm not going to worry about that just yet. The antennas, I'm not using them yet. I do have the technologies unlocked. Let's grab... Since we have 3 points, I can spend 2. Let's go ahead and grab more storage. Oh, crap. I don't have the power for it right now. Hold on.
Suit pressurized.
We need some temporary
pressure.
Extra power for right now. This needs to get a 110. Right now it's 100 just to run things.
External oxygen detected.
But I need 110 because I need to turn this on. All right. Number 1. Turn on the workbench. Go here. I almost forgot. All right, so let's go ahead and
electricity
upgrade that.
Technology access level increased. Electricity technology access level increased.
Don't need the bench anymore. Now, if I remember right, the battery was at
pressure.
1,300 after our last upgrade to it. And now it's up to 1,500. Hell yeah. That'll keep us going. And honestly, you know what? Thinking ahead. Back up. If I am going to be... If I'm going to be adding the greenhouse eventually, let's make sure that we have space for everything that we... Or plan for space, basically. And also plan for electricity. Since I have the stuff to make it, we're going to just throw this on here now. Oh, not without our tool, we're not. Hold on. Hey.
External oxygen detected.
Grab that. Thank you.
Equalizing pressure.
Alright, go ahead and build this bad boy up. There. Now what's our storage capacity? Because I'm pretty sure that's max. That's the battery. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. That's the maximum amount of space that this battery is going to be able to hold, which is 1900 kilowatts. If I need more than that to last throughout the night, I'm going to have to build another battery somewhere else.
External oxygen detected.
That'll work for now. Okay.
Oxygen source external.
Helmet off. What's up, little planties? How you doing? You good? Okay. Let's check out our glass corridor area. There we go. We got little windows now. Yay. Yay. Here's a bathroom.
Water refilled.
Still hooked up to the water. Good, good, good. And here's our bedroom. Yay. And it gave me another first aid kit in here.
Warning.
1 hour. I mean, I have first aid kits in my inventory already, and they stack, so I might as well just grab these. I have 24 first aid kits on me. Probably don't need to be carrying around that many, but again, I mean, I'm going to be carrying at least one with me just in case, so might as well have them. All right. Wish you could use the flashlight. It's just decoration though. I have headphones and a book. That place is so cool. All right, let's see what kind of storm it is. Where's the crouch? I want to be able to crouch. I forget what the crouch... I've been playing a couple other games, so they all have slightly different controls, so I forgot where the crouch is in this game. Oops. Is it C? There we go. When's the storm gonna hit me? I want to know what kind of storm it is. I'm not gonna name off the type of storms because I don't want to invoke anything and bring down the wrath of God on me. But yeah. So as you can see, plants take a little while to grow. Realistically, since I have a second seed bed over here, I could start up another round of potatoes. And I've got them staggered as well. I would do that only to advance the botany tree with points, but I'm going to wait to see after I harvest these what I get out of it. So if you hover over the plant, it tells you the warning. Ah, storm imminent. It's a dust storm. Great. Perfect. Wonderful. Anyway, as you hover over the plants, obviously, it's going to tell you the growth in the bottom left there. So 32.5657%. Plant stage is 1 of 2. Let's see how bad this looks. Already covered. Already covered. So, you know what's going to happen. We're going to need this. Grab our CO2 bottles. There we go. You know what? Honestly, let's do 4 CO2 bottles. Ooh. Grab that. Come on over here. Fill the CO2 in here. Alright. So basically we're going to wait out the storm now. Water and power are holding. That's good. Now, if you were worried about your base actually being damaged, like if this was a more severe storm of another type, and I was worried about damage to my base and, you know, possible loss of pressure and all that kind of stuff, exposure to the elements, while I was inside the base, I would put on my helmet if I was worried about that. But right now, I'm fine. Of course, we have a big base, so we've got a lot of stuff to clear off. So I'm going to go ahead and clear off the, as long as the time works out. Ew. Getting kind of late. So we'll see what time it is when the storm passes. If it's after 6:30, it's not going to matter anyway for the power. But also keep in mind, I may end up running out of power throughout the night anyway, simply because depending on whether or not the battery was full, so if the battery's full, even with a full battery, if you've calculated things out for running for 12 hours, and say a dust storm hits you at 5 p.m. like it's hitting me, and it lasts for 2 hours, that's 2 hours of daylight that you've lost, so that's 2 extra hours that your batteries are running. And it's probably going to take you at least a half hour to clean your solar panels off anyway, and by that time it's nighttime, they're not producing any more power, so it's an extra 2.5 hours running off your batteries that you weren't planning on. So always good to have extra space, always good to have a very strong grid that can accommodate, okay, in a lot of storage, a lot of battery storage to accommodate, okay, my base needs to run for an extended period of time. Good to do. Now, I could sit here inside the base and start blowing stuff off from the inside while the storm is going on, but that's kind of pointless because the storm's still going on and it's just going to get dirty again, so might as well let it finish out. But the areas I'm going to start on are going to be down here in the living areas. Actually, no. Mix that. The areas I'm actually starting on are going to be the solar panels. So that way, as soon as the sun comes back up, I'll be good to go because it is already past the time that they're producing energy. Just waiting on that wind, or waiting on that storm icon to go away. Yeah, it kind of sucks. Some of this game is hurry up and wait. It does kind of suck that way, but it's not so long that's unbearable. I guess we'll survive. Might as well do some stuff in the interim. I mean, this is still drawing power as we speak, so even though I don't really need to worry about repairing these tools, might as well get them up to full 100%. May as well. Oh, is that the end of it? This is almost done. Take that back. Yep, looks like it's over. Okay.
Suit pressure.
Helmet on. Time. It's kind of cold out already.
Equalizing pressure.
But am I still crouched? No. Okay. I do want to blow these off simply because even though they're not producing any power right now, in the morning time, when things open up, when the sun comes back out, I want them to have maximum opportunity to keep going. Oh, crap. No, that's fine. Okay. I was thinking about the water supply as well. I'm like, oh, crap, that doesn't have power right now. And I was like, that's not even wired up to run off the battery. And it's not. But that's okay. Because it's just the pump itself that needs the supply of power to run the pump. But the water itself just works off of pressure. So you don't need power for your water to flow. As long as you have water stored in a tank or in the pump itself, you're good to go. But it doesn't need any extra power to flow. So there's that. Now, once you get into planting and you're planting really, really big things, You're probably going to want extra water beyond, one or even two things. You might want 3 or 4 pumps for water. And you'll probably want them flowing into a tank for storage. So you have a nice water reservoir. Same as the power. As they're pumping and supplying your base, you want to make sure that you have the capacity to actually amply supply your plants. And there's certain seeds, especially some of the large ones like trees, that you're going to... it is cold outside, but I have the suit protection for cold. I forgot about that, so I might as well just go ahead and get this stuff while I can. But yeah, anyway, your things, large plants like trees and stuff like that, they are going to require constant power all the time. Or not power, excuse me, constant water all the time. So there will be a constant draw. So it's good to check, very similar to how you do your power, it's good to check how much water they're drawing and how much you can actually provide. Because you do not want to work at a deficit. That's when things start withering and dying, and that's not good. Clean off all my external stuff. Yeah, it is cold outside, but I forgot that we got the suit protection against cold, so yeah, we're all right.
Suit power, 50%.
That, on the other hand, is an issue. Okay. Blow off my vehicles. Damn, why are you taking so long to blow off? Okay. Can't remember if I can just do one section and it does the whole thing, or if I need to do each individual section. Each individual section. Wonderful. But at least all my outside stuff will be done. The rest I can do on the inside from the inside of the base, so. And I'm working essentially through the night tonight to clean everything up. No rest for the wicked, as they say. But the assistant inside the suit is always telling me, you don't need to rest. You don't need to rest. So apparently I sleep more than I need to. So tonight, I just won't rest. Okay, there's that. Mars truck. Get this guy cleaned off. The Mars truck's kind of hard to see out the windshield with dust all over it, so definitely need to clean him off. Ah, it did the thing. I hate that glitch where you blow off the Mars truck here and clean it, and then once you clean it, it redusts itself. It's just annoying. All right, truck is cleaned. Ramps I cannot clean from the inside, so I'll go ahead and clean those here. All right.
External oxygen detected.
Turn the flashlight on my suit off, and I can actually take the
Oxygen
helmet off.
Source external.
Getting hungry again. Suit battery's low. Let's go ahead and take care of that real quick. Oh, I have an extra battery right here in my inventory already. There we go. I hate to do it, but there. All right. Let's go ahead and fill some CO2 bottles. And go back to spraying stuff down. Of course, this takes so much. Like almost a complete bottle to spray this down. Unbelievable. Hold on. Getting hungry. All right. So power consumption is up to 101.44, which we are supplying. I think I set it to 110. The 101.44, what's the extra power coming from? Well, I just put a battery inside the little battery rack to charge. So that's probably where it's coming from. When it's done charging, it'll probably go back down to like, what is it, like 99 point whatever. So yeah. So again, gotta be vigilant and hyper aware of all your power and water needs for your base. It's really easy to lose track of one thing and it sneaks up on you, and then all of a sudden, boom, power goes out, base goes black. It's like, no! All right. Now, hopefully, it didn't dust the components inside the base as well. And yes, it did. Of course. I still don't understand why it does that. It's like these are inside of a base, behind airlocks and everything. How are they getting dusty? I don't get it. I didn't go open doors while the storm was going on. I have no idea how the dust stuff affects your plants. They're still at 45%. They're not even halfway yet. So yeah, they do take a little while to grow. Just saying. Get this airlock here. Get this corridor four-way section here. Get this airlock. Get that airlock. Get this airlock. Get these two airlocks. Isn't this fun? I don't mind using one Martian day to do this. Our plants are growing anyway, so yes, this does take a bit of effort, a bit of time, but it gives us time to let our plants grow. I just wish that blowing things off actually counted toward experience points on a technology tree somewhere, like materials one or something. I mean, other stuff where you're using the grinder and getting experience points, or the building tool, either of those, you're getting experience points on the materials tree. So if I'm using this tool to blow off the buildings, why am I not getting experience points for that? Come on, devs, what are you doing? But it would be a really cheesy way to build up experience points quickly without having to go to other places and explore and grind. We are going to have to go to another place at some point, or a couple other places at some point, and explore and everything. Some for the technology points for the tech tree, but also some for I still need to unlock a couple technologies, and so on and so forth. So yeah. See, now, these pieces, well, this one's, that's weird. Some of them are dusty, some of them aren't. That's really strange. Okay. It just goes to show, when you're going through your base, de-dusting things, check everything. Because some of the ones on one side of the room are dusty. That's not dusty. This is weird. Yeah, I don't know how it's selecting that then. It's so strange. Okay. We still have more. So yeah, there's still some technologies we need to unlock, so I will have to, at some point, go and explore some bases to get some more tablets for those technology pieces that I need to unlock. Almost done. Almost done. Yeah, definitely get the dust off the toilet. No one wants to sit on a dusty toilet seat. Ew. And no one wants to sleep in a bed with sand in it. That's not fun at all either. Okay. Wait a minute. Did that just pop? That did. Oh, I've got to de-dust all the different parts of this? What? You serious? It's ridiculous. Okay. So apparently I have to take the dust off of multiple pieces of this.
Available point for technological advancement.
That's kind of bull. Okay. Better check this then. Yep, same thing. I did not realize that. Wow. Wow. I'm not Owen Wilson, obviously, so I don't do very well with that. Wow. Need more CO2.
Oxygen depleted.
Might as well fill up my oxygen bottle too while I'm here, I guess. Okay, so I learned something. These connector pieces and corridor pieces, you have multiple spots on them to take the dust off. Now, granted, they're small. It's like you hit it once. But yeah, so this bar on top of here and this bar down here, those are pieces that during certain storms, if this portion of, or the section of the base takes damage, that some of those pieces can be lost, and you can actually rebuild the smaller panels in here, like the little light panels and stuff, or floor panel or ceiling panel, because those can be damaged and come off. There is a way later to rebuild those, just so you're aware. But the quick and dirty method is to just grind down that section of base and rebuild it. That's the quick dirty method, but there are ways to actually repair that section of base, those little pieces on that section of base, just so you're aware. Where do I want my talking head? I guess I'll put him up there. All right, come on over here. Just gonna go in here, repair, thank you. Go ahead and check our potatoes, see where they're at. 49 is still not even 50% yet. Holy crap. Okay.
Suit pressurized.
Let's go outside. Touch grass, or sand in this case. So everything looks good out here. Yay. time is it? 10:51. Sweet. You know what? Let's go get a few points. Let's go get some drilling points over here. So basically, the two tech trees, one where you get points for grinding stuff, and the one where you get points for drilling things. I do need a lot more points in both of those. So unfortunately, I have to, well, I mean, unfortunate, fortunate, whatever you want to say. Basically, I need to grind more stuff and drill more stuff. So let's go ahead and do that. I really don't care what kind of ore it is right now. I don't have any specific needs that I'm after for the ores at this point. Maybe later I will, but right now I don't. Right now I'm just literally drilling for points. So whatever it is, doesn't matter. All right. So yeah, the agricultural stuff, I think they did a really good job on how it's handled in the game, the progression of it, acknowledging that different types of plants have different needs and space requirements and all that kind of stuff. As we get some bigger tech, you'll see what I mean. Like, the greenhouse has a spot for some fields that you can use for some of the larger plants, like pumpkins need fields and stuff like that. Some of the newer plants, like soy, those weren't in the early access that I remember. So some of the newer plants, not sure what the requirements are, so I want to make sure I have space to accommodate those. So there's a lot of them I don't want to grow until I get my greenhouse. And if they need to move up to a field and I'm still planting stuff in a workshop, I don't have access to the field to plant them in. So, yeah, that's why I'm waiting on some of them. But I am excited to see what kind of food recipes we can do. I'm excited to mess with cooking. Cooking wasn't in the game before. They had a food processor, basically, that would make MREs out of foods. And the effectiveness of the MRE is affected by what kinds of foods you put in and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I have a lot of data on that. But since they've added other new seeds and plants to the game, I'm not sure how that will affect those other recipes. We shall see. And like I said, I haven't messed with the actual cooking yet. That's different. So, or at least I'm assuming it's different. So we shall see. And then I'll have to see, well, is cooking more efficient than eating MREs? One would think so. But if there's no real benefit other than aesthetics, then it's a more beneficial use to package everything in MREs if there's no difference. Simply because they are mobile, you can take them everywhere, so on and so forth. That way you can have lunch while you're out. Have a picnic. Time is at 1:30. Alrighty. near crunching up rocks. Almost forgot a little rock there. All right, all right. Move over here a little bit. Oh yeah, and at some point, I will be building another ATV quad. You'll notice that this one has damage and everything. This is the one that we found originally. We've been kind of limping along on that. When you build a new ATV quad, it travels a lot faster. It's a little bit smoother, so yeah, it's worth it. And once you build the new one, you're probably not going to use the old one anymore. So my suggestion would be take the old one to a place that you don't care about, and then take the small circuit board out of the front of it, which renders it useless, inoperable at that point. And then use that small circuit board for your other processes. Now, it might be, I'm not sure, but it might be that when you pull the small circuit board out, maybe it damages it, not sure. But if you don't want to give up the small circuit board, you can always repair any damaged circuit board. So there's that. But it seems like we don't have any problem finding circuit boards anymore. It used to be a real issue. You used to really have to stretch to find them. And so it was much more important to know how to repair them as well. But now, they've definitely increased the frequency at which you can find them, so that's good. All those, yep. And what time are we at? 3? Feel like Mr. Incredible. Yeah, I got time. All right. Riding these rocks.
Available point for technological advancement.
Hooray! It's almost 4 o'clock. So we got a little bit of time, a little bit of daylight left. So this will probably be the last rock I grind, or well, drill rather, in this cycle. Clipping through some of the things that are falling. All right. Get some of this ore. More iron. Okay. Head back to base. Charge on this is still 94%, so I'm not too worried about the charge. All right. Just out of curiosity, see how our battery is. Totally full, and it's almost a 2,000. Nice. Nice. Yep. All right. Where are we at for our plants? %60. Dang. Yeah, these things are taking a while. Okay, so essentially I moved them over here a little early because now they're on plant stage 2 of 2 and they're at 60% growth. So yeah, on the bottom, when you're hovering over the little seedling or leaf of the plant or whatever, look at the bottom left where it says plant stage. It'll say 1 of 2, 2 of 2, or sometimes it'll say 1 of 3. If it says 1 of 3, that means that you're going to need a field to plant it in after the this hydroponic seed bed here. But yeah, so check the plant stage when it's planted, and the growth percentage will tell you where you're at overall. And of course, obviously, it's showing you oxygen production. Not as huge of an impact on oxygen from the small seedlings and stuff like that. You will get more from like the trees and so on. But trees, to plant those, you're going to need the domes. So you need those technologies unlocked. In order to unlock them, you need the experience points in the tech tree as well as the technologies opened up. And to get the experience, you just got to grow stuff. Just keep growing it. All right, just like I got the materials here, or, well, I'm sorry, mechanics, not materials. That mechanics point from drilling. Let's... There's so many good things, so many good choices. Night vision is just on the path to Detector 3, which is on the on the path to rover mode scan, which is awesome to have, in my opinion. A lot of people like playing with the drones. I don't care about the drones so much. I think the drones are necessary for something later, but really, honestly, I want my heavy rover. I'm not going to open that just yet, though. Heavy rover would make my life much, much easier. But again, I'm not going to open that just yet. Yeah, I think we get the night vision so that way we can head to Detector 3 and rover mode scan. We've got Mars truck. So, yeah, that's 3 points right there. Mars truck is going to be 4. I do have to have fire extinguisher as a requirement later on in another tech. Not going to worry about that just yet. Blowtorch 2, awesome. Build things bigger and faster. Blowtorch 3, same thing. So there's so many things. So many things. Ooh, multiple rocks grabbing. That's awesome. Welder in containers. So that's new. I'm not familiar with that. Don't know what that's about. But yeah. Oh, Grinder 3. I've got everything open for Grinder 3. Grinder 3 is awesome because then you can start going to those outposts, the abandoned outposts, and just start grinding the whole outpost down, like the entire building. Heavy suit's nice because it blocks radiation, and once we get heavy suit, we can go back to alpha base and start salvaging stuff from the alpha base and stuff too. So that's nice. Okay. I think in this tree, though, for right now, yep. In this tree for right now, we get night vision.
Mechanics, technology access level increased.
Yep, we get night vision. So if it's nighttime out, I can turn on night vision on my suit and see things. Things and stuffs.
Water refilled.
Yep. Now you'll notice in the little bars in the bottom, stamina. I didn't sleep last night, so my overall
Available point for technological advancement.
Thank you. My overall stamina bar is like the total I can have right now is lower. That's because I didn't sleep last night because I was busy dealing with the dust storm stuff. So once I sleep, the overall stamina bar, the total stamina bar will be higher, and I'll have more stamina, which is good. Stamina is not a huge deal for the game, other than you don't want to have it so low that you're gonna die, because apparently you can die of exhaustion. I haven't done that yet, but yeah, you don't want to die of exhaustion. But aside from that, stamina not a huge deal unless you really like sprinting around a lot all the time. Wow, we got a lot of sulfur and titanium. Nice. And chlorine. Chlorine's good. Cool. And put those items up. I think they all went in here. Yep. Oh, no. Titanium went there. Sweet. Time is it? It's 7 o'clock. We could probably sleep. Let's see. Check our tech real quick. Oh, no. Tech. Thank you. Electricity. Because again, there's a whole bunch of electricity we like and want and can do. Soldering station to make our own circuit boards. That's pretty awesome, actually. All right. So, on the low end of this, there's only a handful that we don't have More efficient DIY. Suit software patch to assist the user when using the workbench. Okay. So I'm guessing that your workbench does stuff faster, maybe. Suit energy saver, kind of self-explanatory. O2 from the building. I don't think I'm ever going to get that. Yes, there's the whole thing of, yes, you can fill your suit's O2 while you're just walking around your building. That's kind of cool. But I remember in Alpha Base the story about the one person using that experimental tech, and we don't know what happened to their body. So, yeah, let's not do that. I am going to get the big wind turbine. I'll do that now.
Electricity. Technology access level increased.
I do have a plan for a couple turbine things later. So, and we have another point. If I'm going to get more efficient suit battery too, I might as well get number 1 as well. But for the new base, I'll probably want hangar fast charging. So to get that...
Equalizing pressure.
Oh, didn't mean to step outside. Thank you.
External oxygen detected.
That's where I want to be. There we go. Turn this back on for right now. Go here. Electricity. Which one was I? Oh, yeah, hangar.
Electricity. Technology access level increased.
Alrighty. Once I build my greenhouse, I'll probably take this scrubber out of here and put it in the greenhouse. So you have your generic workbench, which is where you repair your boards and so on, as well as repair your equipment that you've been using. Yeah, take that, throw this in. The chemistry bench is separate from the other tech tree stuff, but you'll notice the tech trees, like whenever I want to advance electricity now, most of the stuff is behind like the second tier. And so whenever I want to do that, I have to do it through the electricity workbench here. And same thing with materials. Like if I wanted to, I think it's materials. No, it's, yeah, this one's the one I have it opened up on. If I wanted to advance over here and get like say blowtorch 2, I would have to have the science bench out. Which I am subsequently going to create right now. Go ahead and build it. That way we just have it there. Chem lab, mechanics workbench. And here's our mechanics workbench. Alrighty. So now we have that in here, but I don't need it powered all the time. 3D printer storage. Mechanics workbench. Turn that off for right now. So later on, I'll move the scrubber out of here. They'll give me another slot to put another workbench here. Which will probably be materials when I get up to that point. Not there yet. And the botany does have a workbench as well. Okay. So, yeah. That's where we're at. All right. It is 10:30 at night. Let's go ahead and get some sleepy sleep on. Go ahead and sleep until about 7. Forgot to take my helmet off. That's alright. I'm not feeling gassy tonight, so I don't have to worry about that. That would suck being in, a suit that recycles.
Suit power, 75%.
That recycles all your stuff, and then you sit there and pass some gas. You gotta sit there and breathe your own gas. Alright, let's go over here and go ahead and use toilet. Said use toilet. Thank you. I don't know how, I don't know if it matters how long you use the toilet for. I don't think it does. I don't think you even have to use the toilet as long as you press the use button. That's when it gives you this. But
oxygen source external.
All right, let's go up here. Over here, we're gonna store our waste. Thank you. Now let's see. I can replenish off this. Awesome. And O2. Let's go ahead and fill the O2 bottles.
Oxygen depleted.
Not more than one. No CO2 bottles on me. Alright. Hunger's getting down there. Fill up water.
Water refilled.
I'm getting hungry. Where's my potatoes? Need some taters. 90%. We're almost there. But my hunger is down quite a bit. So there's that.
Suit pressurized. Equalizing pressure.
Let's turn it around. Turn it around. Alright. Let's go over our little pot over here. I never did spray this off from the last sandstorm. Oh well. And I haven't closed up the door to it yet either. So we have stuff. We have corn and tomatoes that are in here, but they're red, so they're probably spoiled by now. But this is what I'm coming over here for. 46 processed foods that I have over here. Just a little bit. So when I run out of these, I've got these. Now, you'll notice, though, that these are nutrition 36 to 48. These are nutrition 17 to 25. Not as good. But we still have 46 of them, so it's going to last me a little while. Just something to be aware of. And go ahead and close that. Oh, wait. Actually, no. Open. Got to check. Did I empty this out already? Yes, it did. Good. Alright, alright, alright.
New item.
Yeah, I know. Kind of trying to make sure I got everything out of here. I mean, there are a few miscellaneous things in here. I'm not going to worry about them right now. You know what? Actually, yeah, I'll take the soup batteries because I have a space for them in the base. I don't know if I can repair bad circuit breakers or not. Leave these full oxygens and partial oxygens over here. That and that. Okay, yeah. So for the most part, it's called a cupboard. Okay, so hopefully we can build the cupboard at some point. That'd be awesome. I kind of like that storage chest like that. Especially if it doesn't require power. That'd be awesome. But I don't know that we'll be able to. Anyway, come on up in here.
External oxygen detected.
All right.
Oxygen source external.
Oh yeah. And with the other meals, there. Now I'm kind of full on my meals. Good to go. Universal repair kit. Out of storage space here.
Suit pressurized.
You know what?
Equalizing pressure.
It's a good place to store universal repair kits. There we go.
External oxygen detected. Oxygen source external.
Have our battery rack here. I think these batteries are already full, so it's not going to affect us. But it's a good place to store them, just because that's where you can store them. Alrighty. How's our plants? 94%. We're so close. So close. You see, obviously, the plants are a little bit bigger. 93.8. Why? Yeah. Meeting the demand. Okay. Hmm. Not much longer now. Then we'll have our potatoes. Truth be told, in real life, I love potatoes. Baked potatoes are amazing. Tater tots, French fries, mashed potatoes, all sorts of potatoes. Gnocchi, which is based from potatoes. So yeah, love potatoes. Pierogies, awesome. Hash browns. If I was clever, I'd have written down. If I was clever, I would have written down all the different things that potatoes are used for. Made a whole huge list, and I could have done the Bubba from Forrest Gump, just listing off all the potato recipes that you can use potatoes for, and then have all you guys get mad at me for that and cancel me. All right. So today's episode has not been the most exciting because, I'm sorry, just plant growth takes a while. It's just what it is. We are about to receive the fruits of our labors here in a little bit. It's just a few more minutes. But yeah, plant growth stuff it does take a while. So obviously, it's advantageous to sit there and plant a bunch of stuff and then be like, okay, I'm going to go and, dig up rocks or grind down bases or look for new technologies. I have this quest point way off over yonder. So maybe I'll go do that. But yeah, definitely advantageous to plant your plants, go do some stuff, come back, check them, and if they need to move them. If they're not ready to move yet, then to go do more stuff. That's the best way to do it. I didn't really plan this out, just playing by the seat of my pants here. So sorry about that. So today's episode, I apologize, has not been full of adventure, but we are growing things. After this harvest, this small little crop, and we're done with this, we will go ahead and plant things and then go do things and adventure and so on. But at least we did move our base components around a little bit.
Suit pressurized.
So yeah, we were able to max out the storage space on our Battery here. The last thing to increase the storage space on this battery is actually through the tech tree on electricity. Oh, wait, no, we already did that too, didn't we? That's one. Where's two? Yeah, we unlocked two. Yeah, so we have our max storage space on our batteries. And this is the longest battery I can build. If I try to add another section of this at the end, where's electricity? Yeah, battery pack expansion. See, it's not going to connect. So if I want more battery space, more battery storage, I got to start another battery somewhere else, which I may do. In fact, actually, we can plan on that over here because we have these hookups as well over here. So that might be something that comes, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. It's always good to have extra. Now, as your base gets more and more complex, obviously this battery I would be feeding in through its own port here. But let's say what if I had like a very, very large base, and I had 4 batteries to hook up, right? And do I have everything for this? I do. Okay. Let's say I had 4 batteries to hook up to my base, but I only have one spot to hook them up to. Obviously, I'm going to need a transformer on one side of the battery for all the stuff plugging into the battery, but then also a transformer on the other side of the battery.
Available point for technological advancement.
Thanks. Another battery on the other side, or excuse me, another transformer on the other side of the battery to split out that well, sorry, I forgot what I was talking about. She interrupted me with a technology point. Ooh, we have a botany. But okay, so you have, say, multiple solar panels going into a transformer going into a battery, or maybe you have a couple of arrays like that, so you have like 3 or 4 panels going into a battery, and you have a couple batteries. If you want all of those batteries to act as one big massive power bank, you need to have all 4 of the outputs of those batteries going into another transformer that can funnel it through the transformer. If you do that, the batteries will still drain one battery completely before it starts pulling off of the next battery, just so you're aware. So you might have a battery at the end that never gets touched, and the power in it never gets used if you have like a super large capacity. So just be aware of that. Don't freak out if you have that kind of setup where you have multiple batteries going into a transformer.
Available point for technological advancement.
If you have multiple batteries going into a transformer that feeds your base, and one battery bank is drained and the other one is almost completely full, don't freak out. That's normal. Like I said, it will drain one battery fully. It doesn't just drain like 10% off of each of them. It doesn't pull from them equally like that. It will take the first one in the list and then the next and then the next. So just be aware of that. Good information to have. So I have an extra battery here. It's not hooked up to anything yet, but just planning ahead. In fact, actually, might as well, if we're going to do that, might as well have expansion space, right? See, I get involved in something else, and then Botany wants to pop up and be like, you have a technology point available. We'll get to it. Just a second. Just building up the rest of this battery. I'm not going to build all 5 out, because again, this is going to be a temporary base. I have another plan for other larger bases in the future, but all right, let's go in here.
Detected.
Where are we at? You 100% yet? Fully grown plant. There we go. That's what we're looking for.
Oxygen source external.
So let's go ahead and grab this fully grown plant. Food storage and processing. Press H to learn more about. Okay, H. And there's a whole video you can watch here. Store your crops and plants in the fridge to keep them safe. If you put them in the inventory cabinet or elsewhere or anywhere else, they will start to spoil. Another way to preserve them is to process them in a food processing unit. Right. Thank you. And I'll get to that, but right now I just want to pick them all up.
Available point for technological advancement.
Thank you. Fridge. Put them in there now because I do not have the stuff to process them yet. All right, seed machine, very first thing.
Botany, technology access level increased.
And we have 2 more points. So food processing unit, absolutely.
Botany, technology access level increased.
We're going to get the small plant crate because
Botany,
it's
technology
so
access
much
level
nicer.
increased.
We will eventually get slower withering and faster growth. Lower oxygen usage. And obviously we need genetic engineering and lower oxygen usage to unlock the science bench. But we've got this, which is one path that's needed out of the 3. So the future plan moving forward is to unlock genetic engineering and lower oxygen usage to make sure that we can get to the science bench for like more advanced technologies as we want to open them up, especially the greenhouse. Now there is a reaction we have not done yet, ammonium nitrate synthesis, that will fully unlock the greenhouse for us, the technology for us anyway. So I'll wait until next episode to do that because we're running out of time on this episode and we're not going to get to that today. But that will be something that we will plan ahead for in the next episode. Now, I have a lot of space taken up. Honestly speaking, I can probably get rid of this seed bed. I may or may not. We'll see. But first things first. I don't know if it's under food or something else. This is a seed modification machine. That's what we want. Boom. All right. And let's blow this up. I know, it's building it up, not blowing it up. Okay, cool. So, just like in the tutorial that we have the seed modification machine. Now, we have enough food on us to last for a little while. So, I'm just going to go and take all 48 of these potatoes. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to test something out here. I'm going to split them. Will it let me? No. Okay. I guess the second thing is for if you're doing genetic modification. But we are going to extract from 48 potatoes. It says number of seeds is 48. And open this. And here's our seed magazine. So it's just kind of circular. But what was it? The seed magazine that we used after we planted potatoes had 88% potatoes left, which I don't know what the actual count is, but it said 88%. It started at 100, so that is, if I can math in my head, which I'm having a problem with this morning, that's what, 12% of the potatoes used in it? I think that's right. 12 plus 88 is 100, right? Yeah. Okay. So, this magazine, you can see right here, it's about half and half. It's about 50%. So, we ended up making more seeds beyond what we started with. So, that's kind of what you want to go for. Why did I come all the way over here? Dirt. This cabinet. Thank you. So this little gap here on this first seed magazine, that's what we used. And this whole seed magazine that we have here, this amount is what we got back in yield. So that's awesome. So the next batch of potatoes, I might just use everything off this and just keep this one. Beetroots are probably going to be up on my next list of things, we have 4 times. It has a 4 times on there, so I guess that's 4 seed canisters of beetroots, right? I think so. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I think I'm gonna do beetroots next. I have never done coffee before. Peppers, and so I don't know what is required of those plants. Peppers, I know, are a 3-stage, I believe. Hazel seeds are probably a 3-stage, maybe even a 4. The trees, I'm not even going to worry about. Apples come from trees, so I'd assume that that's probably, a large process. Cabbages are 3-stage, corn's 3-stage, pumpkins are at least 3-stage. But pumpkins can also be planted in domes. Soy, not sure. So, yeah. So, a lot of the seeds that I already have are multiple stages. But here's the thing. Actually, I'm curious about one thing. All right, we're going to discover one last thing. One last thing before we go.
Pressurized.
I'm curious about it.
Pressure.
Where are we at? All right, we're here. Where to put the... you know what? We're just going to run it. We have corn
Available
seeds.
point for technological advancement.
More electricity. But I know we already have corn, and I might as well use them if I can. I'm curious if, even though these are rotten, if they'll still turn into seeds. I would think not, but maybe. You never know.
External oxygen detected.
Why are we up to 102.44? Well, for right now, kill this. Alright. Oh, because I added more things. Because I'm dumb. Alright. Can I turn this into seeds? No. This will not turn it. So if your food spoils, it will not turn into seeds. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. I can still put these in here for now, because we can turn them into waste later. Compost or something. All right. Well, that's going to be it for today. We did some planting, some gardening, tested out our green thumbs, so to speak. And next time we will plan better. Next time I'm going to be doing another reaction to make sure, another chemistry reaction, just to make sure that I have everything I need unlocked for the greenhouse when I get to that point. We have modified our base today, so that way we can accommodate a greenhouse space-wise later on. Started building another battery pack for more power accommodations that we're expanding into. And we will continue with our seed growth process, as well as doing some more exploring to unlock technologies, to do some grinding and some mining, to keep going with tech tree points and all that fun stuff. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Thanks for coming along and watching. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, until next time, I hope you have an awesome day.